Good morning. Today is Monday, July 20th, 2026. It's 10 a.m. and I call this meeting of the Platte County Command to order. Commissioner Burbick, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on our agenda today is the approval of the agenda.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda is the consent calendar.
I move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is business action items. We have 3 here to be presented by Platte County Auditor Kevin Robinson, first of which is 2026 RES 054. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Robinson, Platte County Auditor. The first item before you, Resolution 26 RES 054, is a RFP for services of independent auditor. If you recall, our current contract with RSN is terminating this year, and we had a meeting prior and discussed going out to bid this year. And so following this, if approval is done, then we will be sending this out. The specifications for the RFP are available through the auditor's office, as well as we have a list of firms that provide governmental audit services that we will be sending this directly to. The proposals are to be marked and returned to the clerk's office by 11 a.m. on the 24th, with the opening at 11:15. This RFP is actually for professional services, so it is not actually required, but we are doing it to ensure the county gets the best bid, both for services and pricing. So with that, Commissioners, I'll gladly answer any questions you have about the RFP, and I do respectfully request approval of RES 2026-054.
I move approval of 2026-RES-054, a request for proposals for independent audit services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 RES 056.
So Commissioners, what this is before you, this is a request for public hearing to amend the 2026 budget. This is our regularly scheduled, will be our regularly scheduled amendments. The proposed will be made available on Friday, July 14th, 26, prior to 10 a.m. Those, of course, are available online or through the auditor's office. The public hearing will be held at 10 a.m. on August 3rd during the commission session on that date. With that, I respectfully request approval of request for public hearing to amend the 2026 budget.
I move to approve 2026-RES-056 for a public hearing to amend the budget.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO 106.
Lastly, Commissioners, this is a one-year extension of the service agreement with FinQuery LLC. FinQuery provides software we use to manage the county's leases and leaseor engagements. This is required under GASB Statement 87 for the annual county financial report. The budget impact on this is $7,560. Again, this is a one-year extension of the 3-year contract that is concluding. And with this, I respectfully request approval of this extension.
I move approval of 2026-CO-106, a one-year renewal with Lease Query Software.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next on the agenda, 4 items from the Sheriff's Office. These will be presented by Sheriff's Office, Captain Jeffrey Shanks. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office. First item is 2026 CO 104. This is an annual, this will be a renewal of our agreement with the Platte County R3 School District for the purpose of providing school resource officers to the Platte County R3 school districts. We believe it's in the best interest of the county and the school district to continue that relationship for providing 2 school resource officers for the Platte County R3 school district. The budget impact for the school year is $155,826.22 plus benefit costs, with the school district reimbursing the county 80% of salary and benefits for 2 deputies. The funds are contained in the current budget year. This agreement has been reviewed by our general counsel, as well as the auditor has reviewed to make sure that the funds are available to cover the costs.
I move to approve 2026-CO-104, the annual SRO agreement with Platte County R3 School District.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments?
I've got a question. What are the districts presently where we have school resource officers?
Currently, when we added Platte County R3 in last year, we are in North Platte, West Platte, Platte County R3, and the Park Hill School District. So the only schools that we don't have school resource officers assigned to is the Park Hill South area that is covered by Riverside PD and their SRO program.
Okay. Do we provide school resource officers to anyone else?
At this time, no.
All right, thanks.
Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO 105.
Jeffrey Shanks with the Sheriff's Office again. On 2026 CO 105, we're asking the County Commission to approve an order for an agreement between Platte County, Missouri and IDEMIA for the purpose of an annual maintenance support agreement for the period of August 6, 2026 through August 5th of 2027. This is for our live scan fingerprint device that's utilized by the detention center for the processing of criminal fingerprint submissions to the state of Missouri and to the FBI. It's in the best interest to maintain this device. Is about an $18,000 device. It's necessary for this. The amount is $3,201 for an annual maintenance agreement for them to provide service, software updates. If we have any problems at all, it keeps it up and running, so we're compliant with all our submissions to the state of Missouri and the FBI. The budget impact, as stated, is $3,201. They are contained in the current budget to be paid out of inmate security equipment. The agreement was reviewed by our general counsel and has also been reviewed by the auditor to ensure that the funds are available.
I move approval of 2026-CO-105, the annual maintenance and support agreement for the detention live scan device.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO 107.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office again. 2026 CO 107. We are requesting that the County Commission approve the 2026 annual bid award for body shop services for the Sheriff's Office. The bid submitted by Crash Champions Collision Repair and the bid set specifications for solicitation number 2026 RES 051 are attached within this document and incorporated by reference here too. The bid submitted by Crash Champions Repair is accepted under its entirety. And we've also put in that our bid requirements be available to all county offices and departments so they get the same priority service and pricing that the Sheriff's Office will get.
I move to approve 2026-CO-107, 2026 annual bid award for body shop services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments?
How many bids did we get? Was it just,
This was the only bid. Body shop services are, quite honestly, there's not too many qualified businesses. We used to get multiple. I've been doing fleet management for almost 11 years between my time as a sergeant and captain. We used to get several. We put the solicitation out. We actually deliver it to several of the entities that we've used in the past. And body shop services are at a premium. There's not many companies. Luckily, we still have one that's will give us priority service, provides a lifetime warranty for their repairs, and is here local, right off the 92 highway.
Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerker?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is 2026 CO 108.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office. 2026 CO 108, we're asking the County Commission to approve an agreement between Platte County, Missouri and SHI International. This is the purpose of a VMware subscription license renewals. They provide hypervision software for virtual servers, Active Directories, things such as Windows servers, file servers, Citrix servers, Jail Tracker. This is a 3-year contract with SHI. Previously, we had done a yearly. They are going, at their decision, they are going away from that. So the budget impact for all 3 years is $126,316. The fiscal year 2026, the $42,105.33 is included in this year's budget. Each subsequent year, we'll be putting that into our budget request for 27 and 28. But the funds for the fiscal year 2026 are contained in this year's budget. This agreement was reviewed by our general counsel, and it's also been reviewed by the auditor to make sure the funds are available for at the minimum this fiscal year.
I move approval of 2026-CO-108, an agreement between Platte County and SHI for VMware subscription.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerker?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next on the agenda, 2026 RES 055 to be presented by Platte County Administrator Wes Mender. Morning, Wes.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before you, 2025 or 2026 RES 055, we have a Board of Services for the Developmentally Disabled that has 9 members. And recently, one of our members took a better gig, being named a Platte County judge. And so the commission is going to, this recommendation is to appoint Sam, not really sure how to pronounce his last name, Sinclair, to that board to fill out that term until April 11th of 2029.
Move to approve 2026-RES-055, appointing Sam Sinclair to our Board of Services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerker?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wes. Next on the agenda, 2026 CO 083 to be presented by County Counsel Rob Redmond. Morning,
Morning,
Rob.
Commissioners. As a recap, as we recall, the commission entered an order asking or stating that we're going to withdraw from the Clay Platte Ray Mental Health Board. And we submitted that order to the Clay County and Ray County Commission, as well as to the Clay Platte Ray Mental Health Board. It was for the equitable distribution of funds and of the property, and as well for us to withdraw from CPR on December 31st of this year. After long negotiations, we finally came to an agreement, and that agreement is in front of you to sign today. It is the approval from Clay and Ray County for us to withdraw December 31st. And as well, the big part is, as well, they are going to send us or do an audit and send us information if there's any funds that they collected on behalf of Platte County. And they're going to track it with Platte County citizens who used resources. And if there are any funds, we don't know if there's going to be any funds left over. If there are funds left over, they will be sent to our board. Other than that, moving forward, 2026, all the money, approximately $3 million, will go to our Platte County Mental Health Board for services for only Platte County citizens. Took a while, but we got there.
I move approval of 2026-CO-083, an order authorizing the execution of the agreement with with Clay and Ray counties for the formal withdrawal from Platte Ray Mental Health Board.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. And Rob, thank you for your work on this. This has been quite a while coming since December of 24. Okay, you know, a lot of people said we wouldn't get it done. A lot of people said mental health services in Platte County will suffer as a result. The way it's turning out is the way we expected it to turn out, and that is that mental health services for people in Platte County will actually improve substantially. There will be more options for services. We have a fantastic board. They are incredible group of professionals, medical and psychiatric and otherwise, who are extremely committed to this project. They're working very hard. They meet every Monday night, which is very rare for a board. It's typically monthly meetings because they have a lot of work to do. They have to set up the organization of the board and the bylaws and bank accounts. They have to get applications out and review responses, and lots of things have to happen before they can grant awards and we can start providing those services next year. So this is something that the three of us have believed all along that we could get done, despite what people outside of this group have been saying. And I'm very proud of this work, and it's not finally done. When they make their first grant, I will have to probably make a comment from the general public at that point, because that'll be next year. But I'm really happy about the progress here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And I will say that Clay County and Ray County were very easy to work with. This was just more of trying to figure out the finance part of it, because we are pushing hard to make sure that any funds that we as taxpayers did not use needed to come back to us. And that was not a sticking point, but that was the center of the communication, trying to figure out how we are going to do it, the timing. That audit probably won't be done until March, maybe May of 2027, because contracts extend past that for payment. So
Yeah.
keep our fingers crossed, but either way, the board is working very well. Wes meets with them a lot, and I chime in every once in a while. So their feet are on the ground running, so they're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, thank you. Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburg?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2026 CO 109. To be presented by County Administrator Wes Minder.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wes Minder, 2026 CO 109. To follow up on Mr. Redmond's comments, the Mental Health Board has been meeting. I think they've met for 8 or 9 straight Mondays at this point now. The county, because the commission wanted to see, this effort be successful, county staff, including myself and our IT folks, have been supporting that board. Unfortunately, they have a lot more needs that we can provide support for, and they will not receive any money until January. And so what this is basically an intergovernmental loan where the county commission, in order to keep that board and get them started so that they can continue to select their providers and go through the process that they annually do to award those grants, needs some capital. And so the intent of this note is to provide for a loan of $91,200, which includes a budget that they have established. In the last couple of weeks, they've secured a domain name. They're working on getting a Google Workspace. So they're setting up a lot of the back-end logistics things that you do when you have to run a successful board, and that is going to cost money. And so the county commission will allow them or loan them this funds, and then these funds will be paid back when the property tax collections come in 2027. So this way we ensure that the services continue to proceed and there's no disruption, and then our citizens are taken care of.
I move to approve 2026-CO-109, authorizing promissory note with the Platte County Mental Health Board.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is just a further evidence of this commission's commitment to the transfer of mental health services from Clay Platte Ray organization to Platte County. And so it's an important, we're not giving them money, it's a loan. And so this is an important step as well. Any further comments? Auditor Robinson.
Thank you, Commissioners. Kevin Robinson, Platte County Auditor. Again, this loan is highly unusual. First one that has been done since I've been in office. And working with the board, working with Counselor, the agreement is a good agreement. There's guaranteed assurance of repayment of the loan. But I did want to clarify that for the citizens of Platte County, there is an interest charge to this loan. Working with the treasurer, Kendall, 3.5 is a blended rate, is kind of where our current run rate is on interest income. So they will, when the $91,200 is repaid, Chris Kendall will calculate a 3.5% per annum interest to make, to offset the opportunity cost of foregone revenue that we would have normally incurred if we had just invested this money through this time period. So I did want to just add that one clarification so the citizens understand we're not making an interest-free loan. The county will be made whole. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryberger?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanacker?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2026 CO 110. Wes.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wes Bender. 2026 CO 110 is the implementation of the homestead tax credit. In this recent Missouri legislative year, the State House and the Governor approved Senate Bill 3, which included changes to RSMO 137-1055, which established the homestead property tax credit. The county held an election on April 7th, 2026, and it was resoundingly approved by the voters. And so this order basically outlines the county's homestead tax credit process. One of the big things that we had to figure out was there are roughly 34,850 residential properties classified by the assessor. How do we determine who would be eligible and who would not? The county assessor provided all that data, at which point staff went through and did a simple screening criteria. The goal was to determine who we thought within reason was statistical reason was a homestead property that would be eligible, that we would initially classify it as to approve a list to start the program. The first screening, using that data provided from the assessor's office, was to screen the mailing addresses, and anybody that had a mailing address outside of the county, we were under the assumption that that was not a homestead. We also then compared property addresses to the mailing addresses to make sure that they matched. If they matched, there was a high likelihood that they were a homestead. We included trust properties at this point. Again, we wanted to reduce the overhead administrative cost, but also to reduce the kind of regulatory impact to our citizens. And so if it was a trust property and if the address matched, we assumed that that was a homestead. We screened out LLCs and incorporated in business type ownerships because we assumed that those were not homesteads. And then we attained a listing of short-term rentals from our municipalities to determine which houses may not actually be owner-occupied homesteads. So we have a screened list of about a little over 20,000 out of those 34,000 residents that we feel pretty secure that we have a high probability that we've captured quite a bit of the homesteads. It does not catch them all, but our goal by the end of the month is we've developed a map, a searchable map by address that identifies parcel. And so we will have a web page that will have that public facing map. It will have a contact form where people who want to opt out, say they do not want to be in the homestead credit and they would like to not participate, or if anybody feels that they have been screened out improperly, that residents can appeal and ask for a review of those properties. So we will have that complete by the end of the month, and at the next commission session, we will have a quick little demo, which will then be a video that we can share with our residents so that folks can see how they can check, just to make sure that if they want this credit and they're eligible, that they obtain it. There were some benefits of going through all this, 34,000 some property addresses we discovered. We had just some very little bit, surprisingly, but we did have some data. We had some zip codes and some data entry. One of the challenges was, for example, like Lake Wacomas. If you live in the lake, you might live at 970 South Shore Drive. which is your address on your house, but your technical address on your thing is 970 Northwest South Shore Drive. Or if you're on the north side, you may be at 314 North Shore, but it's actually 314 Northwest North Shore. And so we've done a lot of cleanup. The assessor's office has been working great with us on that. And so we are getting better data out of this, but that's just kind of an example of what we went through to determine who we think is eligible for this program.
Thank you.
I move approval of 2026-CO-110, an order determining eligible homesteads for the purposes of the homestead property tax credit.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments?
What's the final number in, that we believe are the eligible homesteads? You said 20,000.
I believe the last number that I saw that was attached was 20,341
Okay.
of those 34,580 residences. So roughly 2/3.
I think this is a great program for Platte County residents. This law was passed last summer. The governor signed. There was plenty of media coverage on it at that time. And then again, at the first part of this year, the county commission put this on the ballot. It was required by the state statute that the commission put it on the ballot. We voted on that on January 21st. And there was lots of media coverage just before that and right after that to let everyone know that this was going to be on the ballot. The voters overwhelmingly supported it on April 7. Almost 80% of voters said yes to this. And the law says, as passed by the people in Jefferson City, that if a majority of the votes cast on the proposal by the qualified voters voting thereon in favor of the proposal, then the credit shall be in effect, and the county shall grant such property tax credit to eligible taxpayers. This is a mandatory program from the legislature. If the voters are in favor of it, the law states that the credit shall be in effect, and the county shall grant the tax credit. As I understand it, as we learned just last week, our county collector learned on April 22nd that her software provider was not going to apply this tax credit. And apparently it's been months that the collector's office has known their software provider would not do this. I'm hopeful that the collector's office can make this happen this year because the state statute does not give any option to delay implementation. I understand some counties claim that they're going to delay it till next year, but the statute itself says it shall be in effect and it shall be granted. The statute also says that a county granting a credit shall apply such credit when calculating the eligible taxpayer's property tax liability. And the office that calculates property tax liability is the county collector's office. So it's the county collector's office that shall apply the credit when calculating property tax liability. And the next sentence in the statute says the amount of the credit shall be noted on the statement of tax due sent to eligible taxpayer by the county collector. With this order, we've determined which are the eligible households. The statute gives us, the county governing body, the power to adopt reasonable procedures in order to carry out the purposes and intent of this section. And that's what we've done today. We've adopted, as our county administrators described, the reasonable procedures that we've adopted to make this happen. So with today's vote, the duty to pass to put this tax credit on tax bills to calculate the tax credit passes on to the county collector's office. It may be a challenge, but I know our county collector's office can meet that challenge, that they can calculate these credits and put it on the tax bills. This is not complex math. It's comparing the 2024 tax liability to the 2026 tax liability and seeing if it's bigger. As our county administrator noted, it's been weeks that he and others have worked with staff, so thank you to come up with this list of over 20,000 homesteads. If we missed someone, if we made a mistake, if there's an error, there is an appeals process for members of the public to let us know that their house should be included, and we will fix those errors if any are shown to us. So this is a great day for Platte County homeowners. This is going to stop giant spikes in property tax liability. This will benefit Platte County homeowners for many years to come and stop the spikes in property tax liability that other counties have seen. The stories coming out of Jackson County are just horrendous of how their property tax liabilities jumped, and it led to years of litigation. So I am optimistic that this will stop that sort of thing from ever happening in Platte County.
Before we go on with other commissioner comments, I have a card here from Jim Bosch. Do you want to speak on this item?
Yes.
Okay, feel free to take the podium.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to speak on this subject. As a candidate for collector on the ballot in November and the upcoming August election, I'd like to weigh in with my opinions. Mr. Vanover's voiced most of them already. I agree completely with what you've had to say. And again, I'd like to thank you, Wes, for the work that your group has done to put this together. My opinion is that there's no excuse for not getting it done before the end of the year, even though the vendor has said that they can't work on it. Well, there's workarounds. There's places to think outside the box and get it done for the citizens of Platte County. Those are the ones that are going to be affected. We need to take care of them, and like you said, Joe, to avoid the issues that they have in Jackson County for sure. I don't want to see Platte County get into a situation that they're in Jackson County where we're having to issue credits after the fact and possibly putting the county or the collector's office in a situation where they're liable for issues in the future. To push it off, I see that issuing credits will steal from the budgets from the future of the county, which we don't need to get into that issue. I just think that it's too easy of an issue to solve at this point. And if I were to be elected and be in office, that would be the top of my priority list to get that done for the county, for the citizens, and to protect them from the huge spikes that are obviously in the works, according to the assessor that I've spoken to as well. So I just wanted to get that out there and let my opinions as a candidate be known, what my direction would be if I were in office. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Are there any further comments from the general public? Commissioner Burberry? Any comments? I would just like to say that this is, since my first day as a commissioner, my mission has been to protect the taxpayers. And since then, this commission and the previous commission with former Commissioner Wood, we have done some significant things. The senior tax credit is a really, really important property tax reform matter for seniors who were getting taxed out of their homes, frankly. I sat on the Board of Equalization and heard many of those appeals, and it's just heartbreaking. So that was very important. We've reduced the property tax levy to 1 cent, essentially zero. We continue to appoint fiscally conservative members of the community to our many boards because we feel that those boards need to be run fiscally conservatively as well. And other things that have protected the taxpayer. This is, I think, when it's all said and done, going to be by far the most consequential taxpayer protection measure that this commission and many past and future commissions will take. Over time, as property values in Platte County continue to rise as fast as they have in the past, and it looks like next year's property valuations will see significant increases. This measure caps those increases, and over time will lead to really, really important amounts of savings for homeowners. And I couldn't be more proud of this, getting this done. It's incredibly important, and we look forward to getting it implemented. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Frycker?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
The motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2026 RES 067 to be presented by Facilities Director Daniel Erickson. Good morning, Daniel.
Morning, Commissioners. Daniel Erickson on behalf of the Facilities Department. Resolution 57 is a request for bids. One of the projects that's listed on our capital improvement project list is the parking lots situation. We have 7 parking lots that serve the Platte County Government Complex. They are in various levels of disrepair. This is bid, hopes to get a kind of an a la carte price per lot, so then we can see where we're at and see what we can do this year. So bids will be issued upon your approval. We are using our new online portal bid process, so we're directing vendors to use that process and submit their bids, which are due on August the 20th at 10 a.m. So with that, staff recommends you approve Resolution 57.
I move to approve 2026-RES-057, request for bids for parking lot resurfacing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments?
Question.
Commissioner Vanaver.
Some of these parking lots, do you remember them ever being resurfaced?
You know, somebody asked me the other day, I've been here, you've been here a long time, I've been here a long time, and I don't recall them ever being resurfaced. It had to have happened, because I've been here for 30 years, but I don't recall it.
But some of the parking lots are breaking into gravel in places, right?
Right.
All right.
Yeah, let's expedite this if we can and get this done this year if possible. I know the clock's ticking, but any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Frycker?
Yes,
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanaver?
Yes.
that motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Daniel. We move on to announcements from county office holders and staff. How about comments from the general public? I have a card here for Mary Cavillo. Please feel free to come to the podium.
Good morning. My name is Mary Calvillo. Do you need my address? How do I?
Yes, I have your address.
Oh, okay.
You are a Platte County resident.
In full transparency, I am a candidate for Platte County Clerk. And I want to share a reminder to office holders, elected officials, because on the campaign trail, 2 questions come up every time. The 30% pay increase for elected officials, and when will the Homestead Tax Act go into effect? And so those are questions that voters deserve real answers. So I went looking for them, and I filed a sunshine request with our clerk's office, copying the commissioners and county administrator to find out where things stood. Now, this was last week, so now we all know where it stands. But recently, Platte County has faced some scrutiny over sunshine law requests and transparency. And I was made aware of a sunshine request in which the clerk's office did not provide easily discovered emails. And so we want to remind elected officials the importance of being transparent with our citizens. It is important because the county has faced so many records requests in the first place. And so now we wonder how much money is being spent and could it be saved if we are all working together and focused on the purpose of why you're here. So on my request, before the clerk's office produced a single document, a sitting commissioner sent me every email in their account mentioning Homestead. including the recap from the inaugural meeting on SB3, the Homestead Tax Act. So why? Because they had learned that another taxpayer's request last week had been answered incompletely, and they didn't want mine to get the same treatment. So I need to know, how does anything leave a public office to a taxpayer and be incomplete? Taxpayers are owed the whole picture every time. When information gets filtered, we have to wonder, is that an accident or not? Is it an attempt to shape what the public is allowed to see? Or worse, are we using a taxpayer's request to run our agenda? There's a pattern that emerged once I looked at the full record that I was presented, and I know I will be getting more information as the clerk has not yet fulfilled my request. But what concerned me about this pattern is that the same officials who found 30% for themselves without hesitation are the ones that seem to be slow walking protections for us, the taxpayers. There was pushback on implementing the Homestead Act on schedule, blaming the vendor, which we heard about today, for not knowing last year that they needed to plan for the implementation this year, and pushing to wait until after the 2027 assessment for equalization, even though SB3 sets 2024 as the initial credit year. There were dismissive commentary about the work itself, which concerned me in the inaugural meeting. And I quote, "If the commission doesn't want to participate, outsourcing may be the best option because this is a very detailed and major undertaking." And I understand comments are made in meetings, but this is information that is for taxpayers. So it's important that elected officials are engaged and understand the purpose of why they're here. A comment from the assessor: market activity has substantially stabilized and in many areas appears to be plateauing. If those market conditions continue, future annual valuation changes may naturally fall within or near the proposed 5%. For that reason, my concern is not with the long-term concept of taxpayer protections. When I read that, I was floored, because every elected official's primary responsibility is to protect taxpayers in their given field. There is no someday for that. It won't take care of itself. It is what elected officials are called to do. So here's my reminder: building revenue is not the goal of the government. If you come from the private sector, that instinct must stay at the door. You live within the means you're entrusted to manage in government. This job is service. It's not an agenda. It's not a growth strategy. And it's not a way to run out the clock on a law that you prefer not enforce. Delays like this aren't technical. They feel purposeful. They feel like a choice, and exactly the kind of choice that makes voters believe that their government is working against them, not for them. Taxpayers deserve straight answers the first time, not the second time after someone got caught. I look forward to getting the remainder of information from my request, and I hope this serves as a humble reminder to all elected officials of why you are here. Thank you for your time.
I have another comment card here from the former Commissioner John Elliott. John, good morning. Good to see you.
So for the record, I'm John Elliott, 3210 County Road, Platte County. First of all, thank you for this opportunity that we have to speak before you and this subject that you brought before the voters. There's a meme circulating right now about property taxes, and while
few items could be asterisked. I'll read it as it's sent out. It's property tax is the only major tax in America based on owning something you already paid for. Value you never received. A hypothetical sale that never happened. No business would accept this logic. No accountant would call this rational. No economist would call this fair. You're taxed on a number an appraiser guessed or estimated, a market you didn't participate in, a profit you didn't make, a transaction you didn't choose, and if you can't pay, you lose your home. That is not taxation. That is perpetual rent to the government. The assessments that are currently being proposed, the reevaluations that are currently being proposed just in my neighborhood. I know the statistics that's being used is it's just a small number of properties that will see a more than 15% assessment increase. That's still 3 times what it should be if the Homestead Act was in place. But I digress. My neighbor, who has a recently built home, will see a 45% increase in his value. Mine property will see a 40% increase. And I'm not arguing the values, whether they're right or wrong. I'm talking about the percent increase that we're talking about here. A very small house in a very economically depressed town in Platte County, 75% increase. Another home, 37%. 2 of these besides mine is in my neighborhood. If I can find this very quickly, putting in the names I know, what's the percent increases for the people I don't know? Therefore, I question the numbers that are being thrown around. I know there are 6 office holders that are involved in this process, and I appreciate each office. It each has a responsibility. I don't know which ones actually finally make the decisions. I don't know that side of this issue, but I know there's 6. 3 of them are here. 3 of you are trying to get this done. I strongly encourage the other 3 to get engaged and involved and implement what the voters overwhelmingly approved. It shocked me that the very voters who vote in the municipal election, who always pass the tax increases, passed the Homestead Act by a higher margin than they do their tax increases. I think that sends a message. And I encourage everyone involved in this, including vendors, to get it together so that we don't have to look at tax additional credit next year after our values are set January 1st. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Any further comments from the general public? Any comments from the commission? Okay,
Move to adjourn.
Second?
we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Parker?
Yes.
Commissioner Berger, sorry.
Yes.
Commissioner Vanover?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. It is 10:48 a.m. and we are adjourned.